Hey guys, excuse me, we're back. Okay, so like I said, we're going to go ahead and expand this out. We're going to go all the way out, I think, to this iron patch here. I know that's going to give us some biters to have to deal with. That's fine, but that's going to give us enough room to just run our bus straight out. Um, so I think that's what we're going to get going on. So let's go kill some biters. See how far out we can get with this wall. There is a nest up there, or a whole little biter base. So we don't want to get too far at a time, I don't think. Not without some firepower for support. And yeah, we're going right over top of patches. Eventually we'll expand enough that we'll eat those patches. And we'll be able to set up mining and stuff on them and stuff. Right now we're not hurting for resources. The only thing we may have to start looking for is some coal at some point, just to have a separate. I'd like to have a separate patch solely for my power station until we can get to nuclear power. That way we don't have to run the risk of depleting our coal, because right now our base is also drawing off of the same coal patch, and that's gonna lead to issues that we don't want to have lead to. So I finally got around to doing another episode on 7 Days to Die. I'm going to try and get back to that again soon. Probably today even. I know conventional wisdom. Now, I'm not a conventional person by any means. Is generally to, pick a specific day for certain types of content, and only post so much at a time, and all of that. And I get it from a growing your subscription, having subscribers, etc. Point of view. I certainly get the philosophy behind that, but the truth of it is, as I have said before, I'm not in this for the numbers. I'm not in this for subscribers. I'm not in this to grow my channel. I'm in this to do this for me. If somebody happens to see it along the way and is entertained by it, then I'm happy. But it is not my sole goal in life to make videos and get the little silver play button and all of that stuff. I mean, that's cool. And if it happens someday, woohoo. If it doesn't ever happen, honestly, I have accomplished a lot of things in my brief time here on this planet, and I am well pleased with my own life as it is. My accomplishments, I think, speak for themselves personally, etc. So, you know, if something comes of it, great. If nothing comes of it, so be it, man. That is not what my life is about. I don't need the ego stroking and the attention. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to know that you've accomplished something, but it's not. It's not my income. It's not what pays my bills. It's not what makes my life worth living per se. I don't require anyone else's accolades to view my life as successful or not successful. And personal philosophy, personal opinion, that's everybody ought to strive for that. It's not what other people think of you. It's what you think of yourself. I've never been one to really kind of get wrapped around the axle about what other people think of me. I mean, hell, my whole life is strewn with fuck ups and dislikes by other people and what have you. I will be the first to admit there's things that I have done in my life that many people don't like or many people don't agree with or whatever. Friends, family, you name it. There's a lot of things. My mom and I didn't speak for over a year once because of who I married. Now, ultimately, did it turn out that she was right? Yeah. There's a reason I'm divorced. The reason that my ex-wife is my ex-wife. And there is a reason, ultimately, although at the time I probably didn't, I know I didn't view it that way. There's no probably about it. I didn't view it that way. But in retrospect, the fact that I am divorced from that woman is a blessing. I have my opinions of her. I'm sure she has her opinions of me. Believe me, I know she has her opinions of me. There are people who I was friends with prior to the divorce that I am no longer friends with, and that's fine too. There are people over the years that I've been friends with that I am no longer friends with for a lot of things. The bottom line is, you are responsible for your own happiness, your own like or dislike of your life, and what you have done. And if you're not happy with it, or you are not happy with the direction your life has taken or gone or whatever, look in the mirror. That's the person who makes those changes. That's the person who makes those decisions. Nobody else. You make those determinations for yourself. So, so if you're not happy with who you are, or you're not happy with how your life is, or whatever, you know what? Change it. Don't don't rely on other people to justify or verify or call your life a success. or or as the means of calling your life a success. Um, we care about one another and things like that, and people, look out for one another and what have you, and, all the relationship gobbledygook and the spouses and this, that, and the other, and that's all great, and people are supportive of one another and all of that. But at the end of the day, the only person who is responsible for making you happy, I mean responsible, it's nice when other people do, but responsible for making you happy is you. Nobody else. Nobody else gets to determine one way or the other whether you are happy or not. Now, there are people that can make your life unhappy. There are people that can make your life put upon and things like that. But ultimately, you have the choice to eliminate those individuals from your life or not. And sometimes that can be scary. Sometimes there's situations where that can be dangerous. And, there are people out there in bad situations. Don't get me wrong. I get that. That's a whole different ball of wax. And there is help out there for that. You have to make the choice and make the have the courage, and that's hard to find sometimes. I get it. But like I say, ultimately at the end of the day, it's not the other person that's going to make those decisions for you. Your friends aren't going to make those decisions for you. Your family's not going to make those decisions for you. Your family's not going to make the decisions on who you can and can't like. That's all, and that's all on you. So make those choices for yourself. That's all I'm saying. Don't make them for other people. Because, you are your own person. People don't dictate your happiness, you do. So, the point being, like I have said before, don't do this for anyone other than myself, because I like to do it. So, even though, like I say, conventional wisdom is that you don't post 47 videos on one day of of your series kind of thing. I don't care. I will get to it when I get to it. I play what I play when I play it, and anybody that doesn't like that can hang it in their ass. And let's be honest, it is the internet. The internet thrives on its desire, ability, whatever you want to call it, to insult other people, put other people down, pile on, etc., etc., etc. It's just, it is the nature of the beast, and it is the nature of who we are as human beings to be assholes. So, people are going to judge you regardless. You can have the absolute bestest video in the world, and you know what? You're going to get thumbs downs on it. That is a given. We all know it. It is a fact of life. Get past it. Expect it. Get over it. It's coming, folks. If it hasn't happened to you yet, it will happen to you eventually. We need more red-handed inserters. So, I post when I post, and I will continue to post when I post. And I will not post when I don't post. And if someday I get 1,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers, who knows? I'll probably be dead before then, but, you know. And that's another part of it too, I guess. I'm of the age at this point where I am not worried about the popularity contests. Hell, I wasn't worried about popularity contests when I was in high school, but the whole popularity thing, it's so overrated, overblown. You can be the most popular person in the world, and if you're not happy with yourself, or you don't like yourself, or you're unhappy, none of that matters. I mean, I think we can all, shit, went too far, agree that Robin Williams was funny, popular guy. But look at what happened. You know, who knows how that man felt inside to have to end up taking his life. You know, and you picture Robin Williams as being this happy, jovial, loved by everyone guy. And think about the struggles he must have been going through internally. So it doesn't matter what other people think of you. You know? It matters what you think of yourself. Now, people treating you like a redheaded stepchild doesn't help the situation, obviously. You know, but again, at the end of the day, fuck those people. Do what you believe is right and what you believe in, and believe in something. Believe in a cause, a philosophy, or something. You know, don't be a sheep. Don't follow the crowd. Believe in your own thing. That doesn't mean be an asshole about it, but it does mean stand up for something. Believe in something. You know, at the end of the day, that's what's important, is your own beliefs, your own viewpoints, your own, be true to yourself. Don't follow the crowd just for the sake of the popularity. There have been plenty of times where I have said things or believed things that weren't the most popular thing in the world. They weren't exactly something that other people felt were, we're going to try and get down here to where the guns have ammo so we can get help. There we go. We finally pissed them off. That, were things that weren't the most popular viewpoint, but at the end of the day ended up being more true than not. That I have had people come to me later on and say, you know what, Bob? I was wrong, you were right. Or I was wrong in what I said, did, or judged, in the way I judged you based on things I was told. You stuck by your guns and you didn't change who you were to appease someone else. And it's pretty powerful, you know, to stick by your guns, to believe in what you believe, and to, you know. There's a line in a Nilaus song. I believe what I believe, I can't be what I'm not. And, yeah, it's true. Now, does that mean that there aren't consequences that come with that? You bet your bippy there are. And there are things that you can be wrong about. So you know, so that's the other part of that. Don't be afraid to admit when you're wrong. You know, if you're wrong, you're wrong. You know, be willing and able to reassess that. And realize what is right and what is not right. You guys are really upset that I'm here. That's okay. Because as soon as the bullets get here, we're going to be even more upset. Can we shoot some of these guys? Not yet. We can't get close enough yet. Close, but not yet. We can't get close enough. We're getting there, though. Alright. Now let's move some turrets down closer to where we can start visiting these guys. Run away! Alright, let's not be stupid. Let's go up here and prepare. Let's get enough ammo to actually go down there, shall we? Oh, and that was good. Sitting here philosophizing and not paying attention to what the fuck I'm doing. There we go. Need to pay attention to what you're doing, Moreland. Alright. Now let's try this again. Trying to get these worms out of our way. Well, that didn't go as easy as it could have, but it went. I totally lost my train of thought at this point, but that's okay. Life is a bitch. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. Oops. Right stuff. So the whole point of that whole rambling, whatever the F it was, is to say, to heck with it, man. Be you. Screw other people. You don't answer to anyone but yourself. That's not to say it's not nice to be liked by others. And it's not to say don't use that as an excuse to be an asshole. You know? You don't have to be an asshole to do you. You know? Alright, there you go. Getting off of my soapbox, as it were. We got more important things to do, like kill butters. I need 200 more for that one corner, but we ain't gonna get it right now, I don't think. I don't want to take every single bullet off the belt. Take a bunch of them though. All these guys have enough that it'll catch up. All right. So, sorry about the waxing philosophical diatribe there. I just kind of the mood I'm in today, for whatever reason. I don't know why, but just kind of part of the mood I find myself in, and I do not know why. Strangely enough. Alright, so we went ahead and went a little further than I initially was going to go. I decided that if we were going to build out this way, why end at the iron patch? Why not end past the iron patch? Put it within our borders. And then at some point, if we need it, we do not have to go and fight a bunch of others for it. We already own it. I think, to be honest with you, that there are a couple of reasons. I'm not going to discuss the reasons, but I think there's a couple of reasons that I'm in the waxing philosophical bent this morning. And for me it is morning. It's like, I don't know, 9 o'clock, something like that. Oh, it's 10 at this point. Been up for a couple of hours now, which is not normal for me. Normally I am a night person these days. Has to do with the shift that I normally work at school. Normally I work nights or evenings and in the lab, so I don't get off until 10:30 or so at night. I don't get out of there. By the time I get home, it's generally speaking 11 o'clock. You get home, you're wired, you haven't eaten, you get something to eat. By the time you get all that done, next thing you know, it's 1 in the morning, or it's 12 o'clock. Then you gotta, you sit down, you eat, you wind down, you get settled. Next thing you know, it's 1, 2 in the morning. So, 2 in the morning, 8 hours sleep is 10ish, and that's if you're lucky and you get to bed by then. So I tend to be a night owl anymore. I've always been a night owl, but that tends to encourage that I don't want to say behavior, but that methodology, SOP, whatever you want to call it. So for me to be up before, say, noon these days is something a little abnormal. And the last week or so, that has been the case. Because I am not working right now. This whole human malware thing that's going on, we are still teaching online classes at my college, and it's a little hard to teach the subject that I teach, movie making, online, not as a hands-on class, etc. It certainly makes it difficult to do that, and unfortunately that is the case again this semester, and because of that I did not get but a couple of students enroll in my class, and it's just not enough to make it worthwhile or viable either for the school or for myself. Not 3 students. So unfortunately I opted to not run my class this semester, and because we are operating in an online environment, as opposed to having students come in, we also don't have as much a requirement for access to the lab for things like equipment and computers and stuff like that. So that has also meant that I'm not working in the lab this semester, at least have not been so far. Now, if a tutoring situation comes along where a student's going to need help or whatever, then I am available for that. And that's kind of my working situation right now. Is I'm supposed to be available to help tutor and to help students as needed. So I'm not working. And that's not a bad thing. I have been go at the college ever since I started there as a student in 2009, and I stopped being a student and immediately started being an instructor. So it has been a constant go with very little break, other than breaks between semesters, etc. So it's been a nice little break. The other thing with it is I have always kind of maintained that I don't need that job per se. I like that job, but I don't need that job, and I will continue to do that job so long as it is something that brings me happiness and what have you. But at the point that it does not do so any longer, that I would probably move on, and not working there temporarily. I mean, I still have my job. I still have it to fall back on at a later date. It's not like I've lost it. But so that knowledge is nice. It's comforting knowing it's there. But I'm not drawing a paycheck from that job right now because we're not working. And I've always maintained that I don't need that job. I don't, I want that job. I don't need that job. And that my retirement and what have you will continue to fit that bill nicely and what have you. And I say that, but I've never been completely 100% confident of it. But with the situation being what it has been lately, I have been forced, if you will, to find that that is in fact the case. I don't rely on that job. It does make things a little tighter financially, maybe. I can't go and blow, you know, a bunch of money just willy-nilly, but I shouldn't do that anyway. So, yeah. Okay, we're out of guns. So it has allowed me to verify that, hey, when the time comes and I'm ready to, I can flat out retire. You know, and not pretend to retire but still have a job, which is kind of what has been the case. I can flat out retire if I so desire, or hell, if you know, if the college ends up closing for whatever reason, or letting me go for some reason, or whatever, that I'm okay. And that ain't a bad thing. I don't think there's any on this side. I think they are over on the other one, yes. And part of that, I guess, comes from the fact that I am a man of pretty simple means and simple needs, and this place is paid off. Any place I get after this is going to be paid off, because this place will pay it, I'll make enough from this place to pay the next place, kind of thing. And at some point there is the full intention to do exactly just that. Guns, inserters, that, we need to pick up some poles. So maybe that is part of what has prompted this philosophical feeling, I guess. I don't know. We're going to run this belt straight up because we're moving the end fence outward, so we could continue to extend that belt, but it is senseless to do so. We may as well just go straight up. It's closer for the time being. Eventually we will move those upper walls out too, but by then we will have this belt built, and we will be working on non-munitions defenses, i.e. lasers. So we might as well stop running our belt so far. So like I say, that's part maybe of this whole thing. It's not all of it. There are other reasons. Conversations I've had with people recently, and you know, all the stuff going on in the world and all of that mess. All the stupidness and the craziness and the what have you-ness. And that causes one to question where one views things and just who and what you want in your life. Yeah, I've had some conversations with some folks about the individuals that they allow to mold and affect their lives, and the stresses that causes them, and stresses that I have personally managed to remove from my life by being a little more choosy in who or what has say and input in my life. I am not afraid to use that unfriend button. I am not afraid to determine who I am philosophically or morally inclined to, not obligated to, inclined to allow in what parts of my life. And that is both friends and family, and strangers. I get friend requests all the time from people I know and people I don't know. Just because you get it doesn't mean you have to accept it. And just because you accepted it doesn't mean you have to keep it. It is remembering those kinds of things which has improved my sanity and my well-being immensely in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years of my life. I used to be that person that was worried about what other people thought of me and what have you. Not completely. Like I say, I've always been not totally worried about other people, but I've always. Okay, let me word it a different way. I'm not worried what other people think. I'm not. I am more worried about, or what have in the past been worried about making other people happy. Making other people feel good, making other people, you know, not be sad, upset, or whatever. And I've done that at my own cost, at a cost to my own happiness, my own well-being, what have you. I've put needs of other people before my own in the past, to my own detriment. And the last however many number of years, I have been learning to change that and to be a little more me first. And it doesn't, you know, doesn't mean put everybody else last, but you can't jumpstart someone else if your battery is dead. And you can't help someone else if you have nothing to help them with. We're getting there on this wall. We're also getting way too close to these guys. Oh shit, we may... Come on. Let me get up here to where the guns start. Conserve our fish. We should be pretty close to the guns. There they are. We got ahead of our ammunition a little too much, didn't we? Alright. I knew we were getting a little close to those guys down there. How far did we go? Quite a ways, huh? Well, it looks like it's only three spawners down there, though, so that's not too bad. How are we looking? Yeah, we definitely need fish. Alright, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go up here. And we're going to steal some ammo out of these corner ones. We'll leave 25 in each of them. That should be enough. We want to get down here and eliminate these guys so we can finish this wall. Problem solved. Let's not stand in the acid, shall we? So we are coming up on time here. Which works out about right. How's that looking? So, to the bottom of that looks like about where we want to be. So we're going to go to there. And these will fill themselves in. I mean, the magazines will get down here and fill these. We can leave this be and not have to babysit it. We can go back over to the other corner and pull out from the other corner so that we are lined up properly. And knock on wood, by the time we get over here, get back over here from the other side, the bullets will be down that far, or close to being down that far. And then it's a simple matter of cleaning up the stuff that's inside of our area. Yeah, of course we got woods to go through. Might as well start hacking it now. trees out real quick. This side shouldn't take that long to do. We've already walked all the way down it. We know there's no biters. So the reality is we could do this wall all the freaking way across. And then work our way back with the guns and so on and so forth, back and forth. Which I think is what we're going to do. Alright, we got a few trees to take down. That is so weird. I don't know how you get caught in a wall like that. That's been a few times that that's happened to me. Right? Right. All right. Let us put in our poles. I am a lineman for the county. There's an old Glenn Campbell song for you. And yes, I can't carry a tune in a bucket. No delusions there. That is a fact. I know I can't carry a tune in a bucket. I am a firm believer that I have the looks for radio and the voice for silent movies. And I am sure that there are those who would agree with me. And I like to think that there's those who would disagree with me, but oh well. If they don't, they don't. Happily spend the rest of my days hanging out with just me and the dogs. I don't, be nice to have some company, but at the same time, again, I'm comfortable enough in my own skin. quite happy to talk to myself. Actually, I talk to the dogs. I even set to pick the channels for my dog. I put on the Food Network for my dogs anytime I go anywhere. People laugh at me, but because I tell them they're Food Network fans. But the thing with it is, with them being rescues, or with them having been rescued, now it's just Rhonda. Loud noises, I don't know what their background is, but loud noises make them a little skittish. They have a real hard time, or she has a real hard time with thunderstorms. Ralph did too. Ralph had a real rough time with thunder and lightning. And Rhonda has a real rough time with it. So I don't like to put on anything that's going to be a lot of shooting and a lot of hooping and hollering and all of that, because I don't want to traumatize them any more than whatever traumas they've already had in their life. And I find that Food Network is perfect for that, because it's just a lot of talking. Since they can't speak English anyway, they speak German. No, I don't know. They speak dog, obviously. But since they can't understand it, all they know is that it's talking. It seems to keep them calm and undisturbed. So I choose to put Food Network on for them. Oops. Did not mean to do that. Alright. Let's put them in the right places, though. And we are out of guns again. But it looks like that is all we are out of. And that's easy enough to address here real quickly. Well, we might be out of long-handed inserters again. We'll see. Yeah, we're out of long-handed inserters again, so we'll have to go back to the post again anyway. Alright. One more pile of, or one more grab of each ought to do it. In the interim, I think we are close enough to finishing this up that we can go ahead and do the rest of it off camera. And get this posted. So I'm going to wander my butt down here and go get a bunch more turrets and a bunch more long-handed inserters. And I'm going to finish up this section of this wall, and then I am going to clean the biters out of the center of it. And only after that is taken care of and they are gone will I steal from this inner wall, because I don't want to compromise my protection until I have them gone. So I will see you in the next episode. We will go back to working on stuff for the bus, and get this entire bus built so that we can move on from there. We want all of the base built so that we can then start transitioning into huge amounts of production, just for the sake of huge amounts of production, because that's the whole goal of this series, is to get those four achievements that require huge amounts of production. Alright guys, so I will talk to you later. You guys take care of yourself. Bye.